He's an action figure poser, which means posing action figures is his specialty. SeanSolo8 and it's Vern from OakhurstStudios, who is a master at complaining about pretty much everything. And together, they are the Toy Duo.
Hello!
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? It's kind of a weird weekend because I think, I'm like, I was trying to see who's out there like streaming and stuff today. I saw Chris Perillo doing his 24/7, 7 days a week deal.
Is he?
Yeah, but I haven't really seen anybody else. I think that Red 5 Network put out something where they have a whole list of stuff. I'm kind of like disappointed they didn't add me to their little banner.
Well, I joined in.
Oh, that's
I'll
nice.
talk in the chat. Anybody here?
No, I think it's just you and me just talking right now.
There's Connor.
Hey, Connor, how's it going?
What's up?
Happy Saturday! Thanks for joining us.
I don't know why so behind.
I'm sure people will come in. It's kind of quiet right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, have you seen anything new this week? Besides the Bad Batch?
Oh.
Did you pick anything new?
Yeah, I went to see that, or did I mention it last week, that movie, Knock at the Cabin or something like that? Did I say that last week?
I don't know. Was that like is that like a horror movie or something like that?
Yeah, it's the guy that made that movie Signs with Mel Gibson and the guy that plays the Joker.
You were talking about it
was pretty good, man. I enjoyed it.
That's pretty good.
And what was cool, it was about like a gay couple. They were the main characters in the movie, and you know how most movies with gay people don't really do well and stuff like that, but this one was like done right. I mean, you liked the gay couple, you respected everything about it, and they adopted a little kid that wasn't theirs. Obviously wasn't theirs. Two men can't have a baby, but I thought that's how they should be represented in movies. None of them were like, how they wear makeup and they go, hi, and do all that stuff. They were just normal.
I haven't seen anything like that in so many years.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of interesting because I remember in the 80s, there was like a breakout where it was like there was going to be this first scene between two men or whatever on screen or whatever. And
Outback Mountain, or what's it called?
No, it was way before that. No, that was 90s. This is like a 80s. And I remember it was like a big deal at the time and stuff like that. But like nowadays, it shouldn't really be that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let me do the intro. So welcome to the show. We are the Toy Duo. We got our host. It's Sean from SeanSolo8. Yeah. And you can get him at youtube.com/@SeanSolo8. And of course,
I got all kinds of pickups this week. So
nice.
Hopefully we're going to do those.
We can do them, yeah. And I'm Vern from OakhurstStudios, and you can get me at youtube.com/@VernRants. Also, just so you know, memberships are on the channel, so you can always join and become a member. Custom badges, emojis. I got community posts and stuff like that. This week, I revealed a picture of myself as a kid with my Mego Incredible Hulk the day I got it in the box. That was on my membership post.
Fair.
Yeah, and here he is. So it was me as a little kid holding it up. It was, I think, maybe my 5th birthday or something like that. I think it was 5. So not necessarily like 5 decades ago, but close to it. And here he is. And I saved this guy from the trash can.
Why? Your parents tried to throw it away or what?
Yeah, it was in the can. I took out the trash before going to school, and he was sitting right on top.
Oh,
so
no.
I kind of saved him. That same day is the day that I got the Amigo Iron Man, and who knows where Iron Man is? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was yesterday. So I started my next year officially yesterday, and I want to say thanks to everybody who wished me a happy birthday yesterday. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we can do pickups if you want. You want to do those right away?
And then, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get it out of the way.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Amazon finally sent me something that was broken, but it's pretty badass. Look at that. Isn't that
Princess
cool?
of Power.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Princess of Power. But look at how it came. And they actually gave it to me for free because I complained. They said one time only, and I've never done it before. But it looks
Shadow Weaver, right?
Yeah, super
Yeah.
cool. I got 2 new Sonic figures. I got Amy finally.
Nice.
That's really cool, huh?
That's your next 50,000 views.
Maybe. And then I got this cool guy, man. How cool is that?
That is pretty
Both
cool.
of those are really expensive, $10. And then also, check this out, man. I got a cool from the same company, $10.
Zelda. I saw that on the in my like suggestions.
Pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, that's
Epic
great.
figure, and they had Zelda the woman, but I didn't get her. I didn't pick her up, and now she's gone, and I wish I did. And I finally got one of my X-Men's. I don't know if I had
Nice.
that last week or not, but I finally got this.
I realized that
Okay.
I had that on pre-order at Amazon, and at some point I canceled it. That's why nothing shipped.
And it's another X-Men week. Boom, Mayfex Psylocke. Yeah.
And you're going all out on these like figure arts and
imports. Yeah, definitely. But that is a beautiful, beautiful figure, man. And
that's more comic
style.
style. That's more comic style of the face, right? That's not after the actress or whatever that played her in the movie.
No, that's it right there. So looks pretty cool.
So if you ever had a chance to get an autograph from the actress, would you take that box and have her sign it?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? What's her name? Olivia Munn or whatever. It does kind of look like her.
A little bit. I know it's not the one, but I mean, like, it could be pretty decent, right? Like to get a signature. Is that it?
Yeah, Vern. I think that is it, man. Absolutely.
Cool. Let's just say hello to Connor over at Fuller's Figures. He's in the chat.
What's up?
Steve-O from Collecting Star Wars. He's here.
What's going on,
Steve-O? And that's it. Just the two of you. Yeah. I'm just kidding. There's probably more people watching, but we'll see if they chime in. Connor's wishing me a happy 21st birthday.
Yeah, shows we got 11 people here.
Hulk smash can, yeah.
But
when are they ever going to make a Zelda movie?
SH Figure Arts, yeah, exactly. Anakin Revenge of the Sith is showing up this week. That's going to be exciting.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I got him for retail also, which is amazing. Like $40 plus 30 shipping on like Ami Japan or something like that.
Nice. Awesome. All right. So what did I get? Let's see. Well, I got some stuff, but like one of the things that I thought was really cool is I did get like one of those extreme sets, the diorama.
Yeah.
So I got that. It's not full,
cool.
but I just set up a video
on that because I'm always curious on these, and you know,
the problem is I don't really.
The people that are doing the reviews aren't getting really close up on them, and that's what I want to see. I want to see real close-ups on this stuff.
I will try to think about how I would do it, but I probably have to film it like downstairs in my kitchen because like in the work area that I have, it's not really wide enough. I don't have like a desk.
Yeah.
I do pretty much all of my filming like right here on this like 3-shelf deal.
Yeah.
And
that's weird. I use a desk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So I film everything like here. That's kind of why like sometimes it's kind of difficult for me to get in there. But anyways, I did get this guy. He showed up outside my garage. This was
video. I want him. I hope I can find him. I didn't pre-order him.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it was hard for me to get like that hand to hold that thing.
Yeah, but he also said like there's no moving parts or anything, and it kind of seemed like a ripoff, huh?
For 27, yeah.
Yeah, I still want, like you said, you know, you got to get them.
Because you know, check this out. I mean, this guy's like 22 in the store, right?
Yeah.
And look at him. All those accessories, the belt, right? Extra holster. So this guy I picked up, and then I'm trying to think, what else did I get this week? So this one came in, and I did the video on that. This is Eclipse from Action Force.
Ooh,
I do like that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of your Action Force ones. I think I've seen like one or two, but I don't collect the line, and I don't want to be convinced because a few of your videos have had me actually buy the figures. So I think
the way it's supposed
to be. Like Marvel, you made me. I think SH Figure Arts Black Widow, which I regret not getting. You know.
Yeah, you know what the thing is? I had that one snow one on pre-order for like a long time, and then by the time it was getting ready to ship, I was this close to saying, you know what, maybe not. And then I'm glad I just like held out and I got it and stuff like that. So, That's kind of, you know, but I think that's pretty much it. I don't want to go through like everything I got. So, like I got some Legos and stuff like that, and more diorama pieces. Did I bring it up? I got a dumpster, like even a little dumpster and stuff like that can go in here, but it's made out of plastic and stuff like that. I left some stuff downstairs.
So I got that one that Dan made me, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's downstairs. I'm not going to run down there and get it just because. Then I'd be leaving my chair empty. Yeah. That's your thing, not my thing.
That is my thing. I have never done it on our show, though. So.
That's true. Let's see. Gerard's here. He says, happy birthday. Miriam's here. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Jonathan Redmond's here.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for joining us. And everybody's saying hi to each other. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, you gonna go see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania?
I probably will. Most of it's getting really good reviews. They're saying it's the best Marvel movie, in a long, long time. So I might go see it. And there's two end credit scenes.
Do you ever watch like these shows on CBS or NBC when they launch them, like a new show? No. And then like 3 weeks in, they say, this is the best new comedy on NBC.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because it's like the only new comedy. One, yeah, right. Or this is the best new comedy on TV. And it's because there's no other real comedies out there. And so like, I'm like, is this the best Marvel movie that's in theaters? Is that what they said?
The number one Marvel movie this year.
It's one of those catch-22s for me because I'm like halfway between deciding if I'm going to go see it or if I'm just going to wait it out and Disney Plus it like I did with Wakanda Forever, because it was like, I mean,
and then Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't as good. The previews were awesome, but the film itself, I think I fell asleep watching that one actually.
So it's interesting because when we do the reveals for this week, we're going to be showing like the figures for the Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I'm looking at the figures and I was trying to figure out the wave because they added some extra figures in there that I'm wondering if they were part of the wave or if they like part of the movie or they just needed filler for the wave. Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking like, well, were they missing a couple of figures that they could have released along with the announcement for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Mm-hmm. Right. And these went up for pre-order. So, Hasbro is still doing pre-orders for Marvel, apparently. And I saw Dan Yoon said that was one of those things where it was like, these were supposed to hit stores at the time the movie was supposed to hit the theater in the summer. But because they pushed the movie dates up, they were like, oh, now what do we do? Let's just release the figures or whatever.
Yeah. Right. Which is odd because, speaking of, the whole Disney thing, I'm sure you've seen where they've lost like 2.9 million subscribers and stuff. But people are saying it's for the people that did that 3-year deal with Verizon or something. Or no, when it first came out, what was it, $160 or something for $100?
Oh, yeah. They had a deal where that like what you paid for 2 years and you got a third year for free. Yeah. And then Verizon's will give it to you if you sign up for one of their unlimited plans, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot more factors in there that we're not hearing about, but the reality of it is the products aren't selling that much, and the movies aren't doing that well, and also the TV shows aren't doing that good.
Right. So. Anyways, Jonathan saying Quantumania has to be great, especially Kang or the MCU is in deep beep as it is.
Oh, it really is.
To me, yeah. If Kang's really going to be, like their villain, that's gonna carry through the next wave or whatever. He's got to be phenomenal, right?
Yeah, it looks good, man. That's all I know. It looks cool.
It does,
and I think I'll watch it. If I start seeing reviews though and people saying it sucks, I won't. I'll wait for Disney Plus. But I love sitting in the theater. I love having popcorn. I love the massive screen and the sound.
Well, that's the key, right? Like that's the most important. So since you like going to the theater so much, or do you have specific seats you like to sit in?
Always. Yeah, I always buy mine online, and then I get, where the bar is, and you can put your feet up on the bar. So
Okay,
when you
so right in the
walk in,
front,
yeah, right in the front, and you can
center,
rest your legs up in the center.
center.
Always.
Okay, so premium AMC seating right there.
I read about that too, man. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so like, will that turn you off from like? Will you just move a few
Yeah.
more seats to the left just to
Well, see, I've
cut
been
the
reading
cost?
more into that. That's more of like a clickbaity thing too, but basically what they're going to do is, the front row seats,
Yeah,
those are going to end up being cheaper basically than the ones in the back. So that's why, from what I've read when I dug a little bit deeper, and people are turning it
right,
out to, they're going to make it more expensive for the good seats. They're just going to make it cheaper for the ones that people hate. Because really, why is it fair that you're paying, $12 for a movie and you're, with your head up like this at the very, very front? It's not worth it. But if you can get that seat for, there's only these left and the seat is like $8 or something,
right.
maybe more people will buy those seats. I don't know. I don't know, bro, for sure. Because that
Yeah.
news just dropped, this week? So,
Yeah, about the seating charts. Now they said it
mhm.
wasn't going to affect those recliner seat theaters.
Oh, yeah, maybe
That's
not,
what I
huh?
heard. Those fancier
Mhm.
ones, it wasn't because they're already charging a premium to go in there anyways, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good. I think I'll be pretty good because I do like aisles. I like that middle
On the
aisle
edge.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on the edge, just because when you have to get if you have to get up, if you
You
when you
don't
get
have
to
to
be my
walk
age,
over people.
sometimes you got to get up.
Yeah, that's annoying too, yeah. I'm usually
Oh,
good to
let's see.
go for the whole movie, so
All right, so Jonathan
but at
saying
your
Kang
age,
figure
you
looks
gotta go to the
awesome.
toilet more often. It does look I
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
big
yeah,
Build-A-Figure, and
yeah.
that's what pisses me off because
Comes with
I'll never
well, it
have
does.
that Build-A-Figure unless they're all
He
like
says it.
$8.
Yeah, he says it doesn't come with accessories, so he doesn't count the 2 extra hands,
Yeah.
right? But let's see. Front row seats will be cheaper. Will they just be a case of I think every other seat's going to cost more. I think they said that like where you sit in the bar is where they have like
Yeah.
those the disabled seating right in front of
Yep.
that bar typically. And so I think those ones down in that lower are probably
Yeah.
going to be the kind of like the cheapest, along with the ones on like the edge. And they're really
Yeah.
talking about sightlines. So I'm wondering if your seats are like fine for the pricing increase because they're lower out of that sightline, or if it's just going to be
Yeah.
the center row of seats.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. You want
Well,
to do
I also like to be in
the
the middle from the speakers, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You gotta be the speaker surround and stuff. So I won't
yeah.
go if it's on. You know how they have like usually they have what, two massive screens and then the rest are
Uh-huh.
like mediocre size. I'll only
Right.
go if it's on like the big screen, especially if you're paying that kind of money.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what were you saying?
So
I just
I
didn't
go
know.
to
Hey Brian,
there's
you
a
missed my pickups. Look, I got Amy and the Croc, man. I'm going
yeah, he
all
was
in on Sonic.
yeah, he picked up some earlier,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen his video yet, but I know he tagged me in it.
Watching Limerick versus Claire. Yeah, he liked him. So we go to a theater. It's like close. It's actually a reading theater, and it's like I think one of 5 of them here in town, but it's super inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
Like I can get like a pretty decent. I can go like middle, like to a regular show for like I think it's like $9 is how expensive as it gets.
Hmm.
Then they got these like really super deals uh, on Sundays for like the popcorn and drinks and stuff like that. So they have
Yeah,
like
that's what
that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do the rewards and I do the popcorn perks, and I think it's like $24, and you get like, you go in and you pay $1 for the
Yeah,
big
something like
popcorn, and
that.
you get the free refill. I just do all that,
So do you
and you
have
do save a lot of money.
do you have preference? I wonder. Okay, so with everybody in the chat, I'm just curious who has the preference for their theater because, like, I haven't been to an AMC theater in years, honestly, because until I found this reading, I used to always go to like Edwards, which is Regal Entertainment Group, and I did that mainly for their rewards program. So now, if I'm going to pick, it's going to be like I'm talking about a generic theater, right? Like just going to go to the movies. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the Lot. We have a place called the Lot out here in town, which are like those Cinepolises where they have like the luxury recliners and stuff, and that's a little pricey. Those it's like special occasions. But I'll go to the reading for the cost, and then if I was gonna do a different theater, I'd go to the Edwards or the Regal Entertainment Group, and AMC out here would be last for me.
All they have is Harkins here. That's why there's no competition, and it sucks because again, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And then they got a real. They have another theater, but it's really old, and the screens are like really dark. Like when I've seen Solo there, I couldn't see anything, and it was irritating. But yeah, it's only $10 though.
Do they have a drive-in out there?
No, they used to though. They got nothing in this town, man. One Target, one major theater.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So they have a drive-in still here close by. So I haven't been there in years, but sometimes that's kind of a cool idea to think like, yeah, let's go to the drive-in, and then we never end up doing it. So I'm curious. Also, does anybody have drive-in theaters where they live, and do they go to them? So, anyways.
Well, I know when I lived in England, it was really rough. You have to drive like 30 minutes to, I think, Cambridge.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I want to welcome a few more people. Axel jumped in, said happy birthday. Gerard's and came in. You got Blue Sasquatch asking if this is live. It is live. Rolando is here watching. We saw that Brian jumped in. Lobot came in and
what's up?
He's punching everybody in the chat.
Yeah, if you guys can hit the like button, it'd be great. It'll send us in the algorithm a little bit there.
Let's see. Connor saying we have a drive in at Christmas, but it's normally raining and the windscreen gets fogged up.
Oh yeah.
So do you have a projector or anything like that? Have you ever invested in one of those?
Nah, I got a 70-inch 4K TV, and that's good enough.
Yeah. So Dino over at Geek Strong YouTube, Lobot saying he goes to Dino Street. He showed images of his. He would put up the big sheet or whatever, and then show movies outside. We used to do that too. Like we had a big screen that we'd put up, and I remember a couple of times I put up a big gigantic sheet over by our pool, and we sat in the hot tub and we watched. Funny thing is, like, I think the last one we watched in that hot tub was what's that one when Kevin Costner's like the Coast Guard swimmer?
No idea.
With I think Ashton Kutcher was in it or something like that. No, he was. They were the rescue swimmers for the Coast Guard. Can't remember the name of the movie, but I think that's what it was. G-Force has 3 drive-ins within 30 minutes, and he's never been to any of them. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah. Because as much as he drives around and gets to Target, I figured you would have went to at least one of those. Oh my gosh! All right, hot tub time machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
They used to have a drive-in in Merced where I was, near where I went to high school, and I remember like we'd go there once in a while. It was called Starlight. I want to say it was called Starlight, but I feel like if I say it was called Starlight, somebody's going to say, no, you saw that in a movie called The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like that was the name of the trailer park, I think. Starlight.
Yeah, I've only been to a drive-in once, and it was when I was like, I think maybe 8 years old in Great Falls, Montana. It was like Death Wish or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, like all the Death Wish movies. I was a little kid. Don't know why my
so we had a Volkswagen and had that little luggage rack on top. Yeah. And kids would lay up there. I don't remember, for some reason I don't ever remember laying up there, but I've been told that we used to lay up there and watch like movies at the drive-in. But I do remember the station wagon, and we'd park backwards and open the back, and then I remember sitting in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah,
parked backwards, right? And then you because they used to have those little boxes with the sound, but now you got to bring a radio or something.
I think you can tune to a station or something.
Yeah, but then that's why you can't drive out of there because your battery is always dead.
Oh yeah.
So
nowadays with your car running in California, I'm sure that's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think drive-ins.
What about that UFO? Remember we talked about the balloon last week?
Yes.
You
So
hear
what
about the
happened?
new one in Alaska?
I heard that they took something down that was
Yeah, a
obstructing, like
cylinder.
it was obstructing air traffic or something. Like they said it was a danger
Yeah,
to
it
air
was low enough. Yeah, so they shot it down, and nobody knows yet what it was. So, uh, and I've tried looking up some news, on Twitter by the hour, and it's just nothing. Nobody
Right.
knows yet. But there's another one. We're being invaded.
We're not being invaded. GeForce is saying it's not a problem if your battery dies if you have the battery daddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
But it doesn't hold a car battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connor's saying that new balloon was a TIE fighter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And let's not get him started because will tell you for sure that it has nothing to do with spying or reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Aliens in space. That UFO
Yeah,
is fake news
yeah.
distraction.
I was heard that too, that it was used as a distraction. You never know nowadays, huh? It's
Okay,
crazy.
but the source is Concrete Podcast Havana Syndrome patient says
Yeah.
those UFOs are classified. Oh, okay. I remember not watching the drive-in movie with his high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wonder what you were doing.
JT.
What's up, JT?
Ahoy. We're now on a boat. Okay, let's see. Utter rubbish then.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull this up. So this is today's. It's kind of interesting because I put up that poll like every week. I think I'm going to purposely leave out a Star Wars figure.
Yeah.
Because it seems like no matter what happens, right? Like the Star Wars figures always just take off, and I'm like, okay, so C3PO is going to be the figure of the week. I really thought it was going to be something else, and then C3PO just like took off. So I don't know if that's if people are like rigging it because they're like, what are these guys going to talk about C3PO?
Yeah.
But anyways, last week we completely forgot to talk about Leia at all.
Yeah. And nobody cared, huh?
Yeah, so we didn't do the figure of the week last week. So maybe they just figured, man, we'll just title him figure of the week, and then if we get around to it.
He won. C3PO won.
All right, so I got this one. Do you collect any of these? These are, I think, Super 7.
No, I bought the NECA turtles, and that's as far as I go.
All right, I'm kind of like torn because of the glow in the dark aspect. It's kind of fun to have like glow in the dark figures every now and again, just because they glow in the dark.
Yeah, Scareglow every night, man. He lights up.
Right?
It's super cool.
And I regret not picking that up. By the way, now does the other Scareglow, does he also glow in the dark? The one from the Masterverse?
I haven't opened him. He's up there, and I don't think he does glow.
Okay. So I'll just say this might be a maybe for me just for the glow in the dark feature because it's like to me it's like a gimmick. It's like that Zartan that you put in the freezer and then he changes colors, or the old one where you expose him to UV light and he turned purple or whatever. Now you gotta stick him in the freezer or whatever. It's kind of like that C3PO where if you put him in the freezer, his eyes will turn red.
Yeah, that was funny, huh?
Yeah, that was just, to me, it's kind of like
so much speculation too. Evil C3PO.
Yeah,
like,
and then
you watch my review.
Yeah, and then they give him the bandolier, like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna have like Chewbacca's like thing. He's gonna be like no, he just carried it off
and stuff. Yeah,
just so funny.
I miss that. I wish that's why we need a new Star Wars trilogy.
We do. Let's see, $75 a figure. I love them, Brian and Connor. How you McFarlane collectors get on, by the way. Because they're saying, okay, let's move on. So you do the Masterverse, right?
Yeah, this was an easy pass because I got the new Evil Win. I don't know if I showed her off, so I don't need this one. I got 2 Evil Wins already, and this one is the buff one. Because at the end of the show, if you've seen it, this is like a spoiler figure. But this is how she turns out. And
All right, let's see. Zartan
Easy
lives
pass.
in the freezer. That's an easy pass for you. I agree. I mean, like, I'm not Waze is here. I'm not a fan of those, so no, they're not mine. Pretty good. Super 7 aren't too bad for the price. Lack of articulation ruins them for me.
Yeah, this figure is going to be super expensive on the aftermarket, though.
You think so?
Yeah,
See,
almost all the Mattel Creations ones are.
So I feel like getting a notebook out, and every time you say something's going to be super expensive on the aftermarket, I feel like writing it down to see if it comes true.
Yeah, I'm usually good on that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What about?
That looks really cool. But I've stopped buying the sets. I wanted the other set. I've never seen. If I see it in store, I'd buy it. But I haven't seen since the Batcave.
Okay, so you got the Batcave. You didn't see the villains, or you may be interested in this one if you see it in the store.
If I see it in store, yeah.
So here's where I think this one would be really, really cool because of the whole diorama piece, right? Like we were talking about with this Extreme Sets here. Because it's like an office setting in a way, like for photography, or even like if I'm thinking about stop motion, I could do a lot with a set like this. You know, because you can have like a meeting with the boss or something like that where he's explaining something, throw some like classified files down on the table or something like that. The only thing I don't like about it is the green chair and that green lamp, right? I know it's because it's like 60s, but maybe if I bought this, I'd probably end up painting those. But it is super cool. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be $29, man.
That's crazy, right? Like, how is that possible when, you know, if this was coming out from Hasbro, it'd be like $100 easy.
Yeah, silly, man, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So Mark from Blue Harvest is here. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
What's up?
Let's see. I ordered that Rita. That'll be my first Super 7. Yeah, I saw you were talking about that the other day. Brian is saying the Office Dio looks awesome. Yeah, and I think it's awesome too. I mean, like but I'm not going to order it, just like you. If I got to see it in the store.
Yeah.
And then Blue Harvest is getting the Office to put above his Batcave. Oh, you know what? That's actually kind of a cool idea, because imagine if you had like 2 shelves, you can build the Batcave underneath, and then you could build the Office upstairs, right? That's actually a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. I may do that because I set up my Batcave, and it looks so cool on display, man. And if this looks anything like that, it's going to be awesome. And there's like 2 poles too, where you slide down, so you could realistically like set it above it. It would look really cool.
It would look cool, right? Yeah. So Duffman's here. Duffman's Dioramas. Hey, how's it going? What's happening? I think we said hi to JT already. If we didn't,
hey, 27 people watching right now. Good. Everybody smash that like button, man. It really will help help the show out.
All right.
Ooh. But yeah, next week I'm going to go see Ride in the Charlatans. So I'm really
that's going to be cool. Are you gonna film it?
No, but yeah, 2 of my favorite bands. And what's cool is they're both playing albums from the 90s. They're both like 1992. These albums came out. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited, man.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I feel about filming at a concert. I think it's cool to pull your phone out and maybe film for a few minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think if you sit there and try to like capture like every single moment of every song, you miss out on the experience.
Yeah. Maybe if I brought like my little tripod, and if I was sitting close to a banister, because I did buy tickets on the up, because we're so old.
Oh yeah. So you could
just sit it there and just leave it.
That would be kind of cool, right? Like I took a lot of film of. We went and saw Paul McCartney when he was in San Diego.
Oh, and how cool!
And we were up on the 2nd level, and we were right down in front, and so like I had a pretty good opportunity to capture him on the stage. And I did a lot of filming like in between sets, because he talked a lot about inspirations for some of the songs and stuff like that when he pulls out the little ukulele or whatever. He has a real nice story about George Harrison and stuff like that, and I filmed a lot of that type of stuff. And then I wanted to capture some of the people in the crowd too, and how responsive everybody was, because that was kind of like one of the experiences that I thought was awesome, was because everybody there obviously is a fan, and everybody there knows his songs. And the fact that he could go for 2.5, 3 hours and just never run out of material, that everybody seemed to know exactly what he was saying.
Yeah. You know, that's funny that you say that because I went to one concert with my sister and I didn't even like it, but it was Boy George, you know, the Culture Club.
Yeah.
And it was in, I think, San Francisco. And I never bought any of his records or anything, but every song they played, I knew, you know, because you
Yeah, it's
hear it on
crazy,
the
right?
radio and stuff. And it was epic because it was such a small place. And they
Everybody,
had, you
yeah.
know, people with these massive like horns that went, you know, a whole room full. It was just dope, man. And
Yeah.
I'm sure Paul McCartney would be the same way.
Yeah,
But
it was a
that,
really, really good concert. I mean, if you
yeah,
ever get the chance, he is one person you should try to see.
yeah.
G-Force is saying that he has no problem buying two $22 figures, but he has a hard time buying a 2-pack for $45, especially when one of the
Yeah,
2-pack is a dog,
yeah.
because that's what that Snake Eyes and Timber is going for in my Target. Okay, anyways, let's move on. The next one, what do you think the next picture is? Guess?
I'm hoping it's a Street Fighter release. You probably don't even have that in here, I bet.
Probably
Those,
not.
it's
No, it's
Ryu and
a bat
oh yeah,
boat.
yeah, yeah. That I don't think I'd even pick that up. Really.
But this is what I think is interesting, right? Like we were talking about that diorama and the price difference. This is also what, like $30.
Yeah, or it
But
might be
that,
20, man,
yeah,
1999 or something.
but that Fortnite boat, I
It's what?
think on sale was like 54.
Yeah, yeah,
And it just, I mean, you can stand a whole lot of like figures, maybe like 3 or 4 figures on that other one, but this one
yeah.
actually has seats for like 2 people,
Hmm.
right?
And it looks cool. It looks absolutely
I
cool.
think it does. I mean, like, look at that.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. And you can customize that all day.
You could like for $30, right? Like you could potentially get 2 of them and just paint one or something
Yeah.
if you wanted to leave it for Batman.
Yeah, that looks cool. But due to space, you know, I like my Batmobile. That I just still can't get over how cool that
Yeah,
Batmobile is for the price.
right. If you pull up the Street Fighter figures when we're done, I'll share the screen
Yeah.
on it so that we can talk about it. I don't think, I'm pretty sure it's not in here. I think, let's see. Yeah, after this, it's basically all the Hasbro Marvel reveals
Yeah.
is the way we go. So if you find that, just share it and then we can pop it up. But
Now, if
this is
Ultron
a
ever went on sale, I would have bought multiple, you know, from the last run.
right.
So
Now I did notice that they painted the inside of his face on this one, because I think the
yeah,
other
they did.
one is just silver, right? So this
I
one,
got mine up there. Mine it does have red eyes.
okay,
So
so this one you can see the red inside the mouth, so maybe it is this kind of the same.
well, the head sculpt is different because this one, see, I got him here. He's got yeah, he's got 2 lines and his mouth is silver, it looks like. But
Okay,
yeah.
so this one they painted a little bit, so a little bit of an update. But it's interesting that they added this into this wave
Mhm.
because is Ultron going to be in the movie?
Do you want me to tell you or no?
Yeah.
Because it's a spoiler, everybody. So cover your ears right now if you don't want to know. But
Okay.
yeah, I seen clips and he is in the movie. It's supposed to be
Just like this.
really bloody cool. And I seen it. Yeah, I seen the footage and it looked. He
So
looked
just
like this. He didn't look like he did in what was it, Age of Ultron? He
he
looked
looks
like
like
this,
this.
man. Yeah, it's
So
dope,
so are
dude.
you
And he
telling me then this entire wave of figures are characters that are going to be in the movie?
I don't know. This is the only leak that I saw was
Okay.
Ultron, and it shows him walking up to like Ant-Man, and he's kicking the shit out of Ant-Man,
Oh
and
my gosh.
it looked awesome. And I thought, oh, dude, I definitely want to see this because I had no idea he was in it, but somebody
I,
filmed it on their phone,
I
and you know it's all shaky.
Right. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, like to think like that's the way it is. Now, here's the good thing about this Ultron is I know there's people out here who were looking for this Ultron and didn't get him in that Ursa Major wave. So
Hmm.
it's really cool to be able to like get
Yeah,
this Ultron, right?
absolutely. And he's a multiple figure. You know what I mean? He's like kind of like a
Yeah.
stormtrooper for Marvel Legends. You could have 10 of these guys.
All right. So then we got Egghead,
Yeah,
right? I don't know why I keep calling him Conehead, but it's Egghead.
Yeah. He looks like the Conehead movie guys.
Yeah, every time I see him, I just think like, he does not look like Dan Aykroyd. Like I feel like that. Like every time I see him, I'm like, I think they messed up the face a little bit because it doesn't really look like Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Yeah, but supposedly this is like a lot of new sculpt on this guy right here. And,
is it really?
I don't. Excited, yeah.
I find this very hard to believe that this is a new sculpt on it. I feel like the jacket and the arms are the Mr. Fantastic jacket and arms. I feel like the body is, because of the belt, is not there's a newer suited body, not that Tony Stark one, but that newer suited one. I feel like this is him. But
yeah, I think I've seen Shartimus Prime did a breakdown, and I watched it, and I think he was saying it was like all new, and he was actually excited for this one. And I was like, that's weird, because I think those are those pinless legs or not? I don't know.
I think they.
Yeah.
I think that. Well, okay. To me, you can't.
Yeah,
but I don't think. But I don't really feel like you can go by these pictures.
And he has that nice uppercut, in the mid torso.
All right,
yeah, that looks pretty darn good, man. Actually, when you zoom up on it, it looks really good.
All right. Let's see. Somebody was joking. They said, "Wait, Ultron's in Indy 5." JT, if this was if this was an Indiana Jones like action figure reveal, it wouldn't be Ultron. It would be another version of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't know how to reveal any other figures except for Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Variations. Ant-Man can't beat them with his ant army. I listen to myself back reading the chats, and I'm like, it sounds like I can't read. I sure hope your days are well.
Yeah. But basically, they need to do. Somebody posted a picture of the first Ant-Man movie where he's on that like railroad track, and it's Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's about to run over him, and he's stuck in this like miniature thing. They could do a whole movie. That's why the first Ant-Man was so good, because they had clips of it like that, where he shrinks and he gets stuck. Like, for example, with our action figures,
Yep.
It would just be so cool, but they don't do that. They made it all silly.
It's good. Wasp. I have a feeling you're not going to get any of that because he's in the quantum. They're going to be in the quantum realm.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. So that's probably what's going to miss magic. These writers today, they have no imagination. Like the writer of the first one, like I said, where Thomas the Tank Engine was about to run him over, and he was trying to escape. It was dope.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah. What about this guy?
This is their quick repack, huh? Little repaint.
Yeah, just like I mean, it's just it's your body repainted or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, well,
cool head sculpt.
I guess cool rifle. I mean, I can use that for
I think
Joe.
He comes with some smoke accessories and stuff too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
one of the figures did.
You can see it up on the barrel. Yeah. I'm just not. I don't know, not for me. This is the sad part, because to build the figure, you got to get them all.
Yeah, I know, it sucks, doesn't it? And the build a figure, like I mentioned earlier, is epic.
Yeah. All right, let's see. JT saying, Sean, have they made these superhero movies all silly?
Yeah. I wish they were, man, because the comic books.
I am.
That's why I read comics.
Yeah.
I used to buy Iron Man, Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, and I think that's as far as my budget allowed. Oh, and Daredevil. I did pick up Daredevil here and there.
Okay. What about future Ant-Man? I think this is
cool.
I think the head looks cool. I think it, it is just another painted, cheap painted body, right? And I feel like when I see this figure, I feel like, did they do a version of this in Toy Biz? And it just kind of is like, okay, I feel like, I didn't look, but I feel like there was a previous version of this one, and this is just kind of like a lazy figure. Yeah, but it's a way to fill a thing. They're cutting costs here because they're obviously trying to claim they're spending money somewhere else.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
So they're calling it the Black Mantis ripoff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
mean, all these
It
were
looks
already pipelined when they were
cross.
starting to price gouge us is the problem, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe things
Well,
will start changing in a year.
yeah. Brian's saying he looks like a cross between Black Manta and the Masked Rider, and it is true because the Masked Rider or Common Rider, they're based on insects,
Yeah.
right? Those characters. So, yeah.
Now, is this dude, if he's in the movie, he's gonna look cool. It's gonna be
I
cool.
I I feel like that this is the first figure. Now that you told me like Ultron, right? But when they
Yeah.
release these, hey Sonny, how's it going? Sonny's here. When they released these figures, and I saw this one, this is the only other one other than the ones you knew were in the movie that I thought, okay, this future
Yeah.
Ant-Man's going to be in the movie. I
Mhm.
thought for sure future Ant-Man was going to be in the movie.
Well, supposedly it's about crossing dimensions and time and all that stuff
Right.
this movie is, right? So
Yeah, that's
maybe.
why I thought. Let's see. Did you see Hasbro earnings report about charging customers more and not budging their prices? Hasbro stock went down 26%. No, but I saw that they laid off a couple of people, and we can talk about that in a little
Yeah.
while too.
And their stock went from recommended to not recommended.
Yeah,
So
sell.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
All right, there's
Kind of thing.
King.
That is so awesome. That's like
Right.
I don't know if I'll pick them up because I'm getting so limited on space, man. How about you?
This is going to be like a if I can like I just found almost all of that What If or Disney Plus wave
Mhm.
is like almost all of them were like right around $10, right? So I did break down with the Miss Marvel and
Ooh, yeah. I want that Build-A-Figure. That's what I'm gonna do, Vern. But
that's what I'm picking all
I've never
these
seen
up.
Miss Marvel on shelves. Never seen her on
Yeah.
shelves.
I'm picking them all up so that I could just build the figure. The only one that I don't have that I haven't been able to find is the Mr. Moon Knight. So I might not have a left.
I'd pay full pop for them. You better pay full pop for those before it's too late.
Yeah, I won't have the right or left arm or whatever because I don't have that one. I don't want the
Yeah.
Mr. Moon Knight. I want the other Moon Knight. So
I
I
got
am
'em
gonna
both.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
look for
bought
that
'em
one.
both.
But
And
Kang
I
looks
like I
really
said, I
good.
paid full pop for the both of them. Must-haves, those are.
Yeah, but Kang
Those
looks
figures,
good.
man. Yeah, he does look good. Those Vern, I'm telling you, they're gonna be $100.
Yeah.
So you need to do it right away.
Yeah, the only thing is it's just one extra set of hands, like Jonathan was saying earlier, right?
Yeah.
No accessories.
And this supposedly it's the same body. I don't know. With a new head sculpt. I love my Wasp figure, so I'm not in a hurry to get this one. But yeah, the Wasp figure I have, she's second row back in my display.
Yeah.
I think I love my Wasp figure.
Well, this is the thing. Like, this will be if I pick this one up, it'll be the first Wasp figure that I have. That's an MCU version, and
yeah.
it does look really good.
Yeah, it does.
I question. I mean, these are the official Hasbro images. I kind of question why one of them was taken, but I mean,
yeah, I know. They're showing
right?
us the back piece without the wings.
Yeah, okay, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
wings come off. So that way it justifies
I'll allow
them
it.
buying, because the other one, I don't think she came with a back piece like that. Maybe she did.
Oh, it's possible, right? Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's interesting that it's like a head with no helmet and like a head with a helmet. And I'm wondering, did they ever gonna do like that, like the helmet with like the open, or is that just gone now that everybody seems like they're using those, like the suits that just
Yeah.
appear on them and stuff like that? Because
And remember Zori Bliss? Her thing popped open,
yeah, and how hard is that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Figures are worth more than a company stock because toys are like gold. It's physical worth.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you. Eric's wishing me a happy birthday, belated. Thank you. You know what's interesting is like, you ever watch like the price of gold? Now we're talking about this, like figures are worth more. If you ever see the stock market and gold, I think it's it always works in reverse, right? When like right now, because everything's going into recession, gold may become more valuable.
No idea. I don't
And
follow any of
then
that.
when economic time, and this is the way I feel about it, because I don't monitor any of that stuff, but it seems like every time the economy is doing really, really well, there's a whole bunch of commercials about guys saying, "Oh, we'll buy your gold for this price. We'll buy your gold for this," all over,
Yeah.
right? Like they want to buy your gold as the prices are dropping, right? Because they know they'll be able to resell them later when prices start going up.
Anyways. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now.
Beautiful,
you know what?
man.
I wanted to show this one first. So
I don't
we'll do
have
this
an AntMan, so I think I might pick this one up.
So I have a couple of AntMan figures, but I don't have a Paul Rudd head.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I feel like all the AntMan figures have looked very similar, but the head sculpt is the one I need. And I think this one actually looks really, really good. I mean, even the Hope Van Dyne one was really good, right? So I think they're good. I mean, they're good sculpts, and yeah, I might probably have to pick this one up just for that.
Yeah, it looks good. Great.
Yeah. Okay,
Does he only come with those fists? I wonder. One fist and one open hand.
Let me look.
Oh no, he's got another fist, two fists. So he's probably going to be like that Spider-Man where it comes with
yeah, he comes with the helmet head. He has a pointing finger and an open hand. So he has one hand where he's got the pointing, and then he's got like that open hand, and he's got the two fists. Okay, so let me go back. I had these out of order, but anyways, there's the Build-A-Figure. Do you think that one of these figures, though, in the wave should have been a regular sized Cassie Lang figure?
Yeah, definitely, huh?
Right? I feel like they missed that because they decided to make her a giant
2-pack coming.
A giant Build-A-Figure. Yeah, but shouldn't the 2-pack be Michael Douglas and
there you go.
Right?
That's what it's going to be.
The parents or whatever, Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas, right? The original AntMan and the Wasp.
Yeah.
And then what do we get with this Katie Lang, right? Like, I mean, the only way, because if you look at it, this is almost a 12-inch figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like you're going to have another 6-inch figure. And even though the face sculpt looks really good on it, for somebody who like me would take it and do head swaps and put it like on a G.I. Joe body or something like that, it won't be possible. It won't be possible with this one.
Yeah. I'm interested to know how it looks, in hand, because can Marvel Legends make these bigger figures with awesome looking face technology?
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, would that just open a whole new door for like making big gigantic figures? Would they then up the scale a little bit? Because they already make those 12-inch, but they're like not posable. They got the like arms or whatever. But can you imagine them doing like 12-inch figures that are fully posable?
Well, no, they did. Like the Spider-Man. I got the Spider-Man, with a Peter Parker head, and it's got butterfly joints.
They did those larger Marvel Legends.
They all went clearance. Yeah.
How does
but it looks amazing. I think it's that purple though.
More gold in the human body. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think across the board, everybody's like AntMan and the Wasp 2-pack was pretty good for head sculpts. Hope they make him a proper Ghostbuster in the next movie. Paul Rudd Ghostbuster figure would be cool. You could get a Ghostbuster figure and then just put that Paul Rudd's head on it.
I enjoyed that Ghostbuster movie, man. That was cool.
JT, how does one extract that? He's talking about JT saying that there's more gold in the human body than in a gold bar.
Yeah.
What size gold bar? What size?
Yeah, I don't care.
Right? The ones they have at the Mint, or like one of those little 1-ounce bars that you would get out of the little vending machine if you were traveling in the UAE or something.
Yeah, let me find
All right. And then the last thing I put on here was February 14th is, of course, going to be the Hasbro fan stream for G.I. Joe. And I saw that they have announced that Tuesday the 14th is officially Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing around. But wouldn't that be funny if like they came out on Tuesday, the Star Wars team, and said, it's Star Wars Day, and here's some
you posted something like that, didn't you?
Yeah. I think it would be funny. All right, let's get rid of that. Does anyone have the Ghostbusters game? I did not know they had a Ghostbusters game.
No, I've seen it. I don't know if it's yeah, but when I got those figures popped up, so whenever you're
Okay.
well, what do I do? I need to click share
You
screen.
have to share it. Yeah, you have to share it.
Oh shit! How do I do that again?
You go down to where it says present.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Share screen. Click OK. Go to Chrome tab. Yeah, this will work. There we go. All right, cool. Is that working or no?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this here, I pre-ordered them both. Look at the price, first of all. $24.99, man. And
these are 6-inch figures? Or like 10?
They're 6-inch. They got like butterfly joints. Look at this. Oh, I better go back to the accessories. Look, you get the fireball, the stand, an extra head, and extra hands.
Who's making this?
I think Jada Toys.
Okay.
I've never bought any of their products. But as you can see, they're beautiful. Look at that, you know. Look at that. This is $24.99. These guys could kill Hasbro. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. Dude. Except for they got to get
licensed. The box. It's like a, you know, an arcade machine. How cool is that? The packaging.
Yeah. Oh, that does look really neat. I like the way they did.
And they've got more pipeline. Like the next one too. I pre-ordered both. This one I'm really excited about. Like if you're like a Bruce Lee fan or something like that. But Fei Long, and you can see here without the shirt on. See the butterfly joints.
So you think people are going to buy this figure and then stick their Diamond Select Bruce Lee head on there?
Maybe. But dude, I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. Like I've literally, you know, I'll play it for 3 hours with a buddy in the living room any time of the day. But look at that.
Yeah, let's see. Brian's 100% buying them.
Yeah, so good, aren't they?
Eric, I think it's fun. It would be more fun to play. People in his play. Oh, the Ghostbusters game. Brian saying that he has some Universal monster figures and they're quite good. I did get that Frankenstein, and I have to say, I mean, it's a solid figure, right?
Yeah.
I
think that was it, man. Huh?
Yeah. Fight.
Yeah.
Shuriken.
That looks like it was it, man. Oh, look, outlet deal. You can get a Cobb Vanth for $20. But yeah, that's it, Vern.
So you can get Cobb Vanth for like regular price now?
Yeah. But don't those look good? Yeah,
Chun-Li is
a Chun-Li
in this wave.
Coming.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It says it's in the wave as well, not revealed. Yeah. Interesting. Currently, Mattel stock going for $18.44. Hasbro stock is $57. How about that?
Yeah.
There's a story mode with offline AI. That is pretty cool. I mean, I haven't even. I honestly, I didn't put those in because like I haven't seen them, right? Like maybe I kind of caught glimpses of them, but like Street Fighter was not really my game.
Yeah.
Right, like
that's why like Mortal Kombat is to me. You know, I love the game. I played it. That's probably how it was for you. But you weren't like, you know, you wouldn't play it for 3 hours.
No. But I did know somebody who did. Like, so Street Fighter, I think, was that like 90s, right? Like right around 1990.
No, I think that might have been late 80s even, because I remember playing it on Super Nintendo 90? In England. Oh, you're right. 90, because it was around the Mario Kart era.
Yeah, because I think I was playing like a game where it was like a soldier. I think the Nintendo version was Operation Wolf or something, and you just ran. You had like a knife, and you were like, "Wacha, wacha," and then you'd pick up like the blow torch, and you like, but it was all side screen, right? And but they had that Street Fighter in my residence hall where I lived down in the lobby, and I remember one guy basically just. Like he requisitioned that. He was like the only one ever playing, and you could go down there at 2 o'clock in the morning. You could go there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was like fighting. It was so hilarious.
Yeah. Mine was Tekken. It was Street Fighter and Tekken. So if they ever like come out with like Tekken characters or Soul Calibur, I'll be all into those. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. I was I did
Fatal
like
Fury 2 would have been cool. Yeah, Storm Collectibles makes a lot of like amazing Mortal Kombat stuff, but I just don't want to go down that route. I know on Black Friday they had Reptile on sale for like $30, and I was like, I'm not buying that, because if I do, I know what'll happen, man, because the rest of them are, you know, 60 to 70, $80.
Right. Let's see. Wheels of Chaotic Doom is collecting since Power of the Force and before.
Hey, what's up?
His folks got me a lot of Kenner stuff, but this day his interest in modern product is dwindling.
It is, man. I'm getting less and less. I know my pickups this week were a lot, but I mean, it's not full waves anymore. Like I got.
It's an interesting thing because I don't feel like it's like it was before, because I remember like doing like looking at pickups and going like, oh yeah, and then here let me show you this box, and here let me show you this box, and I got the whole wave, and you dump out a box and stuff like that.
Look at this one,
right?
This one. Crazy,
but like nowadays it's like, oh, here's my pickups. Yeah, look. Oh, I got one Action Force figure or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like
I think it's just now.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of the times, because I mean everybody has to think about like cost cutting in a way, right? Because times are tough. I mean, you can even see what's happening like with Hasbro. I mean, they're a big company, and they announced they were cutting that 15%, and then they just laid off like a brand manager and a lead designer.
Yeah.
Right, in the last week. I mean, I think that's pretty significant, because those aren't the cuts that people thought they would be making, right?
No, they need to be cutting, these people that are making the bad decisions. But you get canceled for speaking out, man. And I'm sure you don't want to lose your job. Like if you worked at Hasbro and you're like, hey, listen, this is what the fans want, and they tell you, hey, shut up. That's not what they want. That's not what we're here for. We need to make profit. How are you going to make me money? You're not going to speak up again, because that dude's going to fire you,
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm almost like at the point where like, I think like I'm watching, when I watch my doorbell's going off, but when I'm watching, yeah, I heard it.
I got her trained to do that. It's okay, Holly. It's okay. Good girl.
When I'm watching, these guys who have their personal like Twitter and social media and stuff, but they're just pushing out like the releases or whatever. It's like they're not, and they're very careful, because I can see like, man, yeah, they're tight-roping it, right? Like they don't want to say, hey, get these 3 really cool figures in this wave, and these sucky ones, sorry, you're gonna have to buy them. They don't want to say that, because it's tough. I mean, like they're gonna be stuck if they try that. Yeah, and but I am interested in this what's his name, Corey, the designer or whatever that was, let go.
Yeah,
and somebody said that he was on the GI Joe team, which I thought was kind of interesting. But then I thought I heard that he was on the Power Rangers.
Yeah, he did both, is what I heard.
Oh, so do you think like it was the Power Rangers that did him in?
I don't know. Good question, man. Good question. No idea. I'm sure we're gonna find out more.
Yeah. Well, or will they just keep it under wraps? Because it was the Power Rangers, the guy who was running the Power Rangers, that they also let go this week, right? They announced that
supposedly they're losing so much money, the Power Rangers. Because I heard, I guess what they sold it. The guy that owned it, made millions. Sold it to Disney. Disney failed. They sold it back to the guy. Then they sold it to Hasbro, and Hasbro has ultimately failed. They're even licensing it to Super 7, Mezco.
Yeah,
is getting out of hand, man.
So here's what I'm wondering about, like, if they're having such a hard time with the Power Rangers, is it because as an action figure line, I mean, people are big Power Rangers fans, and I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody who's a big Power Rangers fans and is all in on the figures and stuff like that. But is there just no visual property to go along with the Rangers right now?
Yeah, well, they're entertainment. They should be making.
That's what I'm saying.
For kids, it's crazy.
Hasbro has a huge entertainment division, right? So, I mean, maybe not like a live action show, but should they be like cranking out like some sort of a Netflix cartoon or something like that?
Yeah, maybe Snake Eyes movie really messed stuff up over there.
Yeah, who knows? That Snake Eyes was just. Yeah,
it was fun. It was a one.
Pretend like it didn't.
You know what I mean?
Let's pretend like Let's put, I pretend like The Last Jedi doesn't exist. I'm going to do the same thing.
So do I. I really do. And it works. But then people go, no, it's the Rise of Skywalker, but it's like, oh, well, whatever.
I know. People are like, what? Oh, we just lost 15 viewers.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Oh, and then there's D&D, right? They're over. Apparently, they've been like trying to over capitalize on the Dungeons and Dragons right now too.
Well, they try to price gouge people. I guess they had some sort of well, remember the last. Well, I guess there's some special cards. It wasn't that; it was the Wizards and whatever. It's like the same department or something.
Yeah, the Magic, whatever.
Yeah. But they were trying to sell a couple cards that people had from a long time ago. It's kind of like re-releasing Rex or something. But they were charging over like $180 for like 4 paper cards, and people just went bonkers, and they've been boycotting them ever since. So, who could tell us about that? I think Sunny.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Is Sunny still in chat? Let us know about that. What they were charging.
All right.
But
so
they screwed up. They try to price gouge these people.
Okay. Ways is saying the Rangers has a 30th special in April, and Cosmic Fury starts in the fall. So they have been. So I see that. So in my mind, I think like after these things come out, I think they might have like some sort of a turnaround, right? But like I even think that like with the Power Rangers, they've done all kinds of stuff. That property's been around, and I know in the States that property's been around since the 90s, right? But that property has really been around since the 70s. Yeah. So, in Japan, it was the Super Sentai, and it's the same thing where there's a whole bunch of different versions over the years of all the Sentai where they've done these like magical episodes or whatever, where like all the different versions come together and do the battle and stuff like that. And I'm wondering at some point, is that property just too worn?
It's possible, because personally, the reason why I never got into them is because I loved Voltron, man. I love Voltron. And then when I finally saw Power Rangers and everybody was getting into it, I was like, this is a wannabe Voltron. I don't know which came first, Power Rangers or Voltron, but to me, it was just, taking the cool stuff out of Voltron and putting it on another level. And I didn't like that because I was so passionate about Voltron, and, I was upset that it didn't explode. I wish we would see more Voltron stuff. Why can't we do that with Voltron? It really breaks my heart, because
I think that they could totally try to reboot something like that. Let's see. Enjoying D&D since 1989. A good campaign is all you need to get a hook. Yeah, D&D is like kind of like, it's like a hidden gem, right? Like you got people who are really D&D fans, and the unfortunate part is like for everybody else, you're trying to make these like movies, and the real, when you do the movies, the people who are like D&D players or whatever may not feel like that movie is like D&D. It's just slap the name on it. But
I'm looking forward to seeing that movie, though. All honesty, it looks like a good, sitting in the theater with your popcorn on that road, putting your feet up. I just can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah. So going back to your Voltron, right? Like they could totally revamp Voltron, like because
Netflix tried and they did really good. Have you ever watched it?
Who produced it though? Besides, was it Netflix produced, or was it like I
think it was Netflix. No, DreamWorks did it.
So what you need is
dynamite, except for the very final season is like trash.
Did they license toys out of that?
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. I didn't buy any of them. I wish I did.
Who did they license their toys with?
Maybe it was like Jack's Pacific or something, because you could buy the individual lines. I remember seeing them in the store. I wonder why they didn't take off. You're right.
Yeah. Do you think that's the mistake? It's just like you picked the wrong toy company to go with?
Maybe. Because the toy just didn't look that cool to me. The story was amazing though, especially the first episode of Voltron.
Right.
It was just dynamite. Maybe if I sat through Power Rangers,
Apparently, we're not showing any love for the Power Rangers right now.
Well, it's kind of like Star Wars and Star Trek to me. I loved Star Wars so much that when Star Trek came on, it was like, oh, this is like a soap opera. You know how little kids were, man.
Well, like the Power Rangers, it's a different kind of a thing. And I know, so Lobot saying no love. I do like the Power Rangers, but I'm really more. I wish they would maybe try to bring in those original Super Sentai into the storyline as like even the grandfather or whatever group or something like that. I wish they would do a totally like retro and maybe try to bring that foreign over. Hold on, let's get down there. Yeah, everyone praises the crap out of them. Let's see. The Power Rangers have been around for decades. Every episode exactly the same.
Yeah.
Gatchaman is greater than Power Rangers. Now, okay, they were going to do a live action film of the Gatchaman. I don't think it ended up getting done or is still in production or something, but that would be like the cool movie right there.
And that's a catchy name too, man. That would like go viral on TikTok probably. You know?
G-Force would love that, by the way.
Nobody thought Pokemon would make the comeback that did.
I know, right?
Remember Pokemon Go? People were dying, falling off of cliffs playing that game and stuff.
All right, let's see. To me, PR was just corny. Hey everyone,
that's how it felt. You know, I don't want to say that. Definitely get canceled.
G.I. Joe needs an animated.
I wasn't a big G.I. Joe fan either.
I think that Hasbro could really pump up G.I. Joe with like an animated series, but I think what would be super cool is if they did a live action series.
Yeah, I think animated would be cool though, and I would watch it now because I have bought, you know, like maybe 40 to 50 classified figures only because they look so damn cool, you know.
Right. So here's why I say like a live action. One, people who are collecting G.I. Joes are not kids, right? So if you create an animated series, you're really gearing that probably, unless you do like a Bad Batch type, right? You're going to try to be gearing that. Hasbro has this way. They say they're a toy company, right? So they're going to gear a cartoon towards kids. It's going to be in that same kind of like sloppy drawing cartoon that they do with a lot of their animation. And I don't think it will appeal, especially to me.
No, that wouldn't. I don't even like the box art. So, but it is very, very cartoony.
Okay, can you?
Yeah. No, I can't hear you, Vern. We can't hear you.
Yeah, my headphones went out. So, anyways, like, I don't think it will appeal to me.
Like this art looks cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if they were to do that, but they're not going to do that artwork. They're going to do that.
No.
Have you seen that other crazy art that they're doing on the no plastic boxes? That's what the cartoon's going to look like.
Yeah.
And I know those movies didn't do well, but if they did a live action series, and the reason why I say I think Hasbro could do it and produce it is because they do that show, The Rookie.
Yeah.
Which is like a police show, and you know, the police stuff is actually fairly decent. It's not like super crazy, but they have like a tactical team in there now that the guy's working on and stuff like that. So they could totally kind of make a series similar to The Rookie or whatever, but make it, you know, G.I. Joe thing. That's just my thing.
Well, if they were smart, they would make a TV show, tie it into an addictive video game, you know, and then make a toy line. Kind of like Fortnite is doing, and I believe it's pretty successful.
Yeah. So
I do see peg warmer Fortnites.
So Wheels of Chaotic Doom wants to know if Star Wars should take a vacation for a few years.
No.
Yeah,
I need more Bad Batch. We got 2 episodes of Bad Batch. I need more.
I think I've enjoyed pretty much all of the live action series.
Voltron was first.
Yeah.
That's why I felt that way.
Voltron was 80s. Power Rangers was 90s.
Oh, hold on. I came from England. I was 7 years old. Voltron came on before school, and I just remember I was taken to another world. You know, it was so amazing.
So Voltron also is a property from Japan, right?
Yeah.
So when did Voltron come out in Japan? Because the Power Rangers is an American.
Go Lion.
Yeah. Okay. So Power Rangers is an Americanized version of Super Sentai, which started in the 70s.
Okay, maybe.
So
I just knew, you know, they had these guys in different colors, which Voltron was. You know, they had blue lion, red lion, black lion, and I knew Power Rangers did the same thing, except they knew martial arts and stuff.
Right. Hasbro should have made a TV show out of Dragonlance or Dark Elf trilogy.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Do you like Star Trek?
That's why I laughed. Yeah. No, I
Oh,
don't.
you
Yeah.
don't like Star Trek?
No, that's why we mentioned it earlier. To me, it was like a soap opera. I like the Wrath of Khan. That's about as far as it got for me. Wrath of
Oh, I
Khan was
missed that.
brilliant.
I heard you saying the soap opera, but I missed you saying that that's what you thought it was. Star Wars or Star Trek that
Yeah,
you thought was like a soap opera.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I totally missed it. Oh, mate, was that when
yeah.
my headphone went out?
Nah, it was way before that.
I just don't hear stuff then. I'm getting older.
Huh. Ways of the Sith. Can somebody kick Connor out? That's funny. I need to catch up on the chat too. Oh yeah, we need more Andor, he said. Yeah, Andor, that's part of the reason why Disney's in the hole. You know, people aren't rewatching that show, man. You know, the Bad Batch, these 2 episodes, I've already watched them 3 times. That's what they need to be producing content like that makes you watch it over and over and over and share it. Like my daughters is like, I'm like, hey, watch this with me. And if you don't have content like that, you're gonna fail. They
Yeah,
need to sell it back to George Lucas, you know.
you think
I
so?
think.
I
Yeah.
don't think he. Yeah, wait, could he afford what they're asking, or could he say, "Well, you guys ran into the ground.
I
It's
don't
not
think
worth
he
what it
can.
was before."
Yeah, you know, he could do that.
No, Super Sentai was in the '70s.
I just want some good stories, man. That's all I want. I'm still watching, you know, last night I watched the Clone Wars. You know how they have you seen the episode where Ahsoka's brought back to life, and you know everybody's saying, "Oh, they've never had force healing and where you die and you come back to life." Anakin brings Ahsoka back to life in this one episode. There's like a bad side and
Yeah.
a good side, and then there's
Uh-huh.
the father, and you know they need to bring balance to the force. But Anakin, you know, Ahsoka like turns into a zombie and she dies,
Oh,
and
that's kind of
Anakin goes
cool.
up to her and touches her and brings her back to life. And it's like, dude, that's what Ray did. That's probably where they got that from in Rise of
Oh,
Skywalker.
maybe, yeah.
So,
Okay, so Star Trek is cool. Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country were the
yeah.
favorites. I do like both of those.
Yeah, recommend me Blue Harvest. What Star Trek should I watch? You know, should
He's
I watch
asking.
maybe J.J. Abrams?
So he asked, "Which Star Trek have you been watching?" And I'm going to say, if you think it's like a soap opera, then
Oh,
he's been
yeah.
watching Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Maybe. No, that's what it is. It's probably the one that came out, you know, with the bald dude. Which one is
Yeah,
that?
Star
Is that
Trek: The
not the
Next
stuff?
Generation.
Okay.
When that show first started, oh my gosh, that Star Trek: Next Generation. And if you guys are Star Trek fans, you may not like what I'm about to say, but I thought the first couple of seasons of that Next Generation were horrible. And one of the reasons why I thought so was there was never any conflict amongst the crew. I mean, like, it was like the captain, I think we're going to have to go into that planet and do this. And the first officer, yes, Captain, that is a fantastic idea. And then Geordi, yes, I can see your brilliant vision with my eyes. That is a perfect plan. And Data, yes, that's totally acceptable. And nobody had
That's
any
yeah,
conflict. There was
right.
never any like, hey, that's a horrible idea or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
That banter, you know, like the original Star Trek was built on like Kirk, Spock, McCoy, always having like a different
Scotty.
viewpoint, and Scotty and those guys, yeah, having different viewpoints. And it was that like disagreement that they had that made those characters valid to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're people, they're not just like go alongs or whatever. And that's why I felt like that Next Generation started out just crummy. I think about when the new Doctor came in, maybe season 4, but Crusher left for a while, and then they got a new Doctor. She was kind of an antagonist, and then it just started getting better.
Yeah. I don't have that much patience. So
Let's see, Rise of the Imperial Stormtrooper. Well, we get to find out why they can't hit the side of a sandcrawler.
yeah. Oh, that's these Bad Batch episodes. You know, if you're interested in how Stormtroopers came about, is
Never watched
very
Star
deep.
Trek. This new is yes.
How they get rid of the clone troopers.
Listen, if you have Paramount Plus, watch Picard season 1 and skip season 2, and then just maybe pick up season 3. Looks like it's going to be pretty good, but season 2 you can skip it.
Check that out.
Never watched Star Trek until the Abrams movies.
I was thinking about checking out the Abrams movies only because people dog the guy. I like his movies that I've seen so far.
Picard is great, apparently. Junkman is saying, hearing good things about Picard season 3. Yep. Wheels of Chaotic Doom. Never had any interest until Star Trek until I saw Next Generation. I liked it and it never made me want to watch DS9 or anything. Yeah. Well, there were, yeah, like I said, I mean, like the first few seasons, I had high expectations for that, for the next generation. It kind of let me down, the first few seasons, but I stuck with it, and then eventually, I did like it. I never watched Deep Space Nine. I had no interest in that, but I did like Voyager. Star Trek Voyager. Let's see. Watch Star Trek Enterprise with Scott Bakula. The first season starts off slow, but it gets better and better. Seasons 3 and 4 are phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's
what I started watching?
Yeah.
What's that show that was on Netflix? It's a remake. There's a little boy. They get stranded on a planet. You know what I'm talking about? I know it's a remake, but I started watching that. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if anybody. Oh, and they meet this like big old silver robot, and he like gets a bond with a little boy. You know what I'm talking about? And they're far in space somewhere.
The Lost in Space.
Yeah, is that any good?
Yeah.
Still worth watching? Because I think I watched like 5 episodes of that. It was entertaining.
Okay, yeah, I like the series. You're talking about the Netflix series. I think it was pretty decent. I think it's worth picking up and finishing.
Okay.
To me,
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I don't know if I would go back to that movie at all that William Hurt was in. I think I would just skip that if you're thinking about a movie. Yeah. Let's see. Don't say anything good about Picard until Orville's like it's who's the guy that did Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane, or not Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah, whoever. I think he did that Orville. It's kind of like a cheesy comedic take on Star Trek that's kind of got a serious undertone.
Oh,
something like this. So it's funny. I mean, it's a good show. I think that's right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
So Abrams movies, they are not really like Star Trek, but they are fun and enjoyable.
Hey, did you watch that one with the zombies in World War II or something? I thought that was fun.
Wait, which one?
Watch it again. There's this one where it's like during World War II, and then there's these zombies. He was like the producer for the movie. He didn't direct it.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
That's a pretty good one. I watched that in the theaters. That was fun.
So Aliens in Space is saying DS9 was good and Voyager was great. There were a couple of episodes of Deep Space Nine that I watched just because I heard about them. They did one where they went back to the original Star Trek. They traveled back in time and they went on that space station that had the tribbles, and they like superimposed them in like original footage and stuff like that. And it's kind of like was smartly done. They were like hiding in like the air vents and stuff. Well, the tribbles were being the wheat was being poisoned and stuff like that.
Oh man, I did watch the first episode of The Last of Us. That was good. It made me think about getting HBO. I guess you can watch the first episode for free every first episode without subscribing.
Okay.
Have you been watching The Last of Us?
Yes. I haven't seen this week's episode yet. Apparently it came on early and it caught me off guard, and I didn't find out till like late last night that it actually aired, I guess. And it's supposedly a pretty good episode. So if you saw it, you can talk about it if you want. I haven't had a chance to see it, so I won't have any input on it yet. But overall the series is decent. I have been liking every episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I only caught the first one, and it was pretty good, but I don't think it was good enough for me to subscribe yet. So
no,
because my wife didn't like it. She didn't like it at all.
The first episode
liked it a lot. Yeah, because it was a full length movie, an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
but I loved it, man. The whole beginning, especially the first half, was super cool.
All right, they're saying that
really dark, huh?
That last night's episode. I look. If you're gonna just pick up like HBO Max for like a month or 2 months or whatever, just so you can do it, wait for the whole season to drop and then do it so that you can just binge through it, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to pick up on it and then like gauge. If you're gonna do it for like 3 months, then I say do it now, and then that way you don't have to binge every episode.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be
my wife's not gonna watch it with me.
Yeah, there's gonna be like episodes that you want to like sit and think about, probably, right? That's my guess. Let's see. Hold on. Continue. Yeah, Brian says it continues to be amazing. I've seen some of these guys saying, "Oh, it was on last night," and then they came through, and I didn't want to get too caught up in the conversation because I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Don't watch episode 3 of The Last of Us. You can skip to episode.
Yeah,
Skip
that's what I've
episode
been
3.
told. There's like no story at all. And that's why I was mentioning that one movie that came out, you know,
I disagree with
the
that.
Cabin.
I disagree with
You know?
that. I don't think you should skip episode 3. It's pertinent to like kind of the storyline because you see like how they're able to get like, you know, certain things. And I think it pushes the story along. So I think
build
it's
world, you mean?
it's a decent. It's
like how they need to do things. And
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't skip any. I've seen all of them except for the latest episode, and I would not have skipped any of them. I would not. That would not be on my recommend to skip. Comes from the man who hasn't watched Doctor Who.
Yeah. Now, I grew up, you know, Doctor Who scared the crap out of me as a kid.
It's moving too fast. Well, you know what? But we'll see where they get to in the end. You know what I mean? Like we don't know that they're gonna make it through like the first game or whatever. They might not even get to that part, right? Because they are gonna have to stretch it if they want this to go on. It has to with 9 episodes, or it's going to be like cliffhanger because they know they want to push some of that story into the next season.
So. Or maybe, because episode 3 supposedly was about different characters altogether. Maybe they'll start doing stories about other characters in the show.
All right, here's can't get into watching. He's going to wait for the season to drop. Yeah, that's the problem with streaming nowadays, right? Like it's hard to like want to be stuck having to pick up one episode every week. I think last week I was talking about that Poker Face, and it's a weekly, and it's hard because I want to just continue watching the episodes, but you know it's still a weekly, and so I have to wait it out.
She's hurting right now, honey. Just leave her alone. My dog had shots today, so that's what I was trying. Just leave her alone because she's hurting right now. Where? Okay, I'll sort it out.
Okay, here's JJ. Hey, Sean. One good thing about HBO Max is having all the DC movie shows and animations. This is true, right? Like if you wanted to watch the Batman or something, you could totally pick those up. They have all the DC shows, and I mean, I wouldn't give up my HBO Max because I do like having access to all of those.
Hey Vern, I gotta go pick up some dog poop, man. So I'll be back.
Okay.
Let me I'll just stop my cam and put you on here for a minute.
All right. I will edit you out saying you're gonna pick up dog poop. Anyways, I know the Playmobil, right? They have that's the Star Trek toys and stuff like that, which are super, super cool. And I think I got the only Playmobil that I have is I have that DeLorean, the Back to the Future DeLorean, and the only reason I got that was because I think it's the perfect scale for like a 4-inch figure, and I have that entire set of figures from Ready Player One. So when I finally get it, when I finally get to open it, I'm gonna pair it up with my Ready Player One figures. And if you haven't seen Ready Player One, that's like one of my favorite movies. But let's see, Dave's Dimension just jumped in. Blue Harvest Toys does not justify that price hike. The Ecto One and DeLorean were $50 and had lights and sounds. How can $80 for the A-Team van be justified? It is the A-Team van. No, I don't know. Let's see. Will dog poo still not be there after the stream? No, I have to wait for it to completely render, and then I can remove that part. Playmobil came out with Ready Player One? No, but Ready Player One, they came out with a DeLorean, but another company came out with the Ready Player One figures, which are on the 4-inch scale, which I think will pair nicely with that DeLorean. It's for the license. Heck yeah, Ready Player One. I did. It is even better. And the one thing about the book and the movie that I thought was kind of interesting was at the end of the movie when he uses the power to become one thing for like 5 minutes or whatever, and he turns himself into a Gundam. in the book, he turns himself into Ultraman, and they couldn't get the license, so that's why he became the Gundam or whatever. Always find deals on Prime. Yeah, let's see. Gotta run. Okay, thanks a lot for coming in. Never heard of it. Come on now. Just curious about the immediate need to remove poo. Yeah, I kind of remove all that stuff. I'm gonna remove that too. Just kidding. I'm not gonna make any changes. I'm probably just saying that. All right, let's see. I think I was going through some of this chat really fast, but Playmobil. I started seeing the Playmobil in the chat. You guys just keep going. I did like pretty much all the episodes so far of The Last of Us that I've seen. I know that some people are going to be like, yeah, skip that episode or whatever, but I think it's all part of the storytelling. And, you know, I think that you know, just to show how somebody off the grid or whatever could like survive that long on their own. Now, I did see another video, which I thought was kind of interesting. If you saw this episode 3 and he had that little community where he built the fences around and self-contained, that's actually I think they had houses there. I don't think any of those extra houses actually exist. I think that whole community, they built the roads and it was abandoned because something about like the natural habitats were needed to grow back or something because something was there. From what I was kind of getting, I just kind of scanned through something, but here I am just like making stuff up over something I scanned. I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Ghostbusters also required a license. Yeah. Let's see. I would take this down, but then I might get yelled at. Okay, anyways, we promised to talk about C3PO this week because we missed the Princess Leia last week. So I'm going to show you guys my vintage C3PO. This is him. And if you look inside the arm here, it's because my C3PO was really well played with, like most. And you could see that arm just kind of like free floats, that one. And this one kind of stays up. What happened was it's oh man, I can't remember the name of the guy's channel, but he somebody knows. The guy who helps you fix all your figures said that if you put that Teflon tape in the joints, it will tighten up the figure a little. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, so it tightens up the joints so that you can then articulate your figure again. But I always think of C3PO as kind of like one of the needed characters because I think he's actually the historian, right? Because that entire storyline, C3PO is in it throughout, and it's his experience along the way and the storytelling that I think brings everything together, which would have been kind of interesting if he was never able to get any of his memories back after he had to have them wiped, right? Because in a way, he was kind of there from the beginning and almost like that Bicentennial Man, but he didn't have like the growth that the Bicentennial Man did, right? He didn't actually become more and more human, but he did carry the stories from one generation to the next. And I think that that's a really interesting aspect of the character, that he has all of that history tied up in his like data banks. So overall, I think like C3PO, I mean, is really important character for the entire saga because of that. Anyways, I have one vintage C3PO in my collection, and this is it. The other C3PO that I have that's from the 70s is a 12-inch C3PO or 80s or whatever. And I was looking around, and he's big, and I just had him, and like I could not find him before we started today, and I don't know where I had put it, but I had it here recently. And this is the weirdest thing about how like stuff just kind of like disappears when you're looking for it, and then will reappear sometime later when I'm done looking for it. I'll just be like, oh, here it is, and then I won't have it. But I do have a bunch of Black Series ones, and I finally got that archive one that has the silver leg. And he's not this one, because this one has the 2 gold legs. And this one is the one that came in that droid pack, but I thought it was interesting that the one that came in that droid pack did not have the silver leg, because I felt like he should have had that one silver leg if he was going to be the original. But I did get the archive one that has that, and I have not opened him yet. But the one thing about this is I really do like what they've done with like this part of the arm where they have like the hinge joint, and then they have that little piece right there, because it really adds a little bit to me to the character where it kind of moves. And I think they did a pretty good job with the figure overall with the C3PO. I mean, he doesn't have to be fully articulated because, you know, he is just a droid. But anyways, that's C3PO. And that's all I got to say about him. So you guys, we didn't miss out on the action figure of the week like we did last week. But we showed this off. I showed this off earlier, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this in. I did get this extreme sets, and I just kind of want to show it a little bit closer. I'm just showing off the. I'm just going to show off this set. So I did get this, and it's kind of cool because you can set it up in different ways, and you can see because my work area doesn't allow me to fully put it together. So I just did kind of some of the back wall, and comes with like some mini stairs. They go up to that door. And then I just made like a corner, and I think it looks pretty good overall. But I'm going to do a more detailed video on this set. And then one of the other things that it comes with,
it looks great.
Yeah, is so there's like a stairway, and then
sweet.
Like, yeah, it would be like that.
So how long did that take to put together, you think? Oh,
minutes. Yeah, because it's basically just folding it out and throwing the pieces in. So they're just fold downs, and then you would set it up like there, and then you'd have like your stairs, or you have it like that, where you have like your stairs coming down.
Photography, it's gonna look dope, huh?
Yeah. And you know, this isn't even half of it, because like there's a couple of more of these like wall pieces, and then there's a big ground piece that you can build. So it does take up space, and because I have this limited room, I just set it up kind of like this.
Now,
right?
Yeah, if you do a video, I'm curious to know how big the ground floor is. You know, if it would like cover my whole desk.
I think it would. I'll do measurements and stuff like that when I do that, because I'm going to have to probably take it downstairs. But while you were gone, I went through C3PO and what I thought was important about him being like kind of like the historian.
Now, I bet you don't have the Babu Freak version, do you?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
And you got the blow up C3PO.
I have that one.
You got the red eyes C3PO.
Well, that's the Babu Frick one.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, because he has the he has the sash. This is the.
Now, I didn't buy the archive. I did not get the archive one. That's the best one. That's one I have.
I got the archive because the archive actually has like the silver leg, and I didn't have.
Yeah.
Besides this one, I didn't have one that had a silver leg, so I wanted to make sure that I got that. I thought it was important to have that, but anyways, what do you have?
I did pick up a bunch of sand people. I got like tons of sand people, man. Because these, if you go into your, you know, I got, how much is it? I think
I don't know.
$7 or something like that. But yeah, I bought me 3 more sand people.
Were those at Target?
Yeah.
None of my Targets have anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all on sale. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I talked about C3PO. Let's see.
This one.
The conversation was NECA Dracula accessories are cool. Let's see. Does not charge a thing. 60% price increase. This is the conversation that was happening when I was talking about C3PO. Oh, he's talking about the extreme sets. They put me on mute and they just had their own conversation.
Yeah. Well, I see. Yeah, don't worry. Don't lick my fingers. I could tell you some gross stories already, but it's part of having a new puppy.
Yeah.
I told my wife it wasn't a good idea. She didn't listen to me, but she believes me now, but it's too late.
Yep, so. Too late. You got it. Let's see. Wait,
yeah.
What's top here? Chocolate mousse. Now that, oh. All right, more jokes about that.
Yeah.
They were asking me why I was going to, because before you left, I said, oh, I'll just remove you saying you're going to go clean it up. And then people were like, why are you going to remove that?
Well, she had her second shots today. And I don't know, if you've done that, but they hurt, man. Like if you even touch them and pick them up, they start crying and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, like they got to go through the same healing process, but they have a different mechanism, right? Mm-hmm. Their whole body, and then it's just like taking any medication. When you start when you take medication, it affects you. I mean, like if you get that COVID vaccine, a lot of people are down for the count for like a day.
Yeah.
Just from that. So, but they kept talking about the Playmobil. They were talking about the Playmobil licensing and the different vehicles. Have you seen any of those Playmobil?
Yeah. I almost pulled the trigger on the DeLorean, but I didn't in the end.
Well, I was talking about.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, I do have that one. It has, and I keep meaning to open it because I was saying that I have the Ready Player One figures that I want to put with it, but yeah, like you were talking about earlier, it all comes down to space, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to keep like these shelves here. I'm trying to keep only Star Wars figures.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Like, just the clones. That's the only shelf I like so far. But I'm going to start selling stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like Stilt Man. I don't think I need Stilt Man. He's
well, here's my. So it's interesting.
And he's like $70-$80, I think.
Yeah. Where's my Stilt Man? I just had him out too.
Yeah, I got mine, but it's like, why do I don't need them. I don't care for them. I'm never going to use them.
So I couldn't fit my Stilt Man on the shelf, so I ended up just taking off his legs.
That's funny.
And I just got him there. So, but yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's just like, it's one of those things like, then it's like, which wave did he come from? And why did I have all the pieces to
Black Widow?
Oh, yeah. Because I have a few different leg pieces. Oh, no,
Black Widow was the armadillo.
Yeah, so I have a few. So I have a few. I just know the Red Ninja was the one that had the leg pieces. And I know that I have a really tall one because I got a couple of those Red Ninjas.
What was he in, man?
Yeah, it's like,
he was the Into the Universe, right? Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. Oh, you might be right. You might be right.
Because the Prowler came with a case, I remember.
Yeah, and I did get on that whole one. I mean, like almost every figure in there is kind of interesting. And I was really glad after seeing She-Hulk that I had this guy.
Yeah. I like my Frogman. I won't sell him. He's just a cool looking character.
Yeah. So
but anyways. It's like, She-Hulk. I don't know if I'll ever open She-Hulk,
Right.
It's weird. Why do we buy these sometimes?
Well, there was
like Popeye, I just bought these. It's like, why did I buy these? Why do we do this to ourselves? Is this hoarding at this point? I don't know. Why did I buy this? You know what I mean? Batman and his Bat Cycle.
But it's interesting to think about that and then realize like, oh, you did, and they're still not open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like these G.I. Joes, Like I just showed you, what is that Beachhead I showed you earlier? I got stacks of these things just everywhere, laying around the house. Firefly. Why did I buy him?
Because he's
I don't
cool.
know. It's mind blowing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh well. What do we do? What do we do?
The life of a toy collector.
Yeah. Seriously.
But it is interesting to think about how collecting is really going to evolve. I think for a lot of people in the next like year or so, because
why did I buy that?
Yeah, because it was on clearance probably. Because previously, right, like in the past couple of years, it's been kind of like, well, we got to have everything, and then it's just it's overwhelming, and then. But I think they created that false sense of needing to get everything because everything was so hard to get at one point.
Yeah. And this was the movies. I think this was the movies. I came out of the theater and thought, oh, dude, that's a cool line. And, I seen it on the shelf or Amazon or somewhere. Yeah. So movies sell these toys.
Yeah. I'm watching them talk about these Playmobiles, and they're talking about the vehicles and then stuff like that. And the thing is that I wish that these companies like Mattel or Hasbro or whatever, or somebody would make like 12th scale vehicles that you can pair with your stuff, right? Like that weren't like $350 like Hasbro tried to do, because you don't need, I mean, honestly, come on, this Extreme Sets, it's made of cardboard, right? Yeah. So it's basically just for looks. And this thing right here is basically just like a, real kind of plastic.
And it looks awesome. It's crazy.
When you look inside the window, you can see the seats, but those seats are like for like some sort of a model. And, they weren't even like $10, right? So somebody could easily, manufacture like a car. It doesn't have to, I mean, do I need to know that it has a spare tire? No, right? Does it need to have any like fancy engine or something? No, it doesn't need any of that. It just needs to have the shape, the windshield, whatever, a way for you to like kind of pose your stuff and kind of look semi-realistic. I mean, how hard would that be for them to like put something like that out? Like that, those, like the Batmobile was $30. Right, it's not a perfect scale for the Black Series or the GI Joes, but it works.
They all fit in there, though. Yeah, they fit in there,
and it totally works.
That's why I did a review for that, and people were complaining in the comments, like crazy. Oh, it's not true scale and all that. I don't care, man. I think the thing is for the price.
This one right here isn't even really a true scale, right? Yeah. Like they said 1/12. I see it all the time where they say 1/12 scale, but even those guys at Hasbro admitted that car that they were trying to sell as the HasLab wasn't truly 1/12 because it would have been too small, right? They had to exaggerate the size. So I'm thinking like if you're looking at a 1/10, it's probably between 1/10, 1/11 scale is the right size for a car. And I know they make like these remote controls and stuff like that look like they might be the right fit, but even those 1/12 scale RC tanks and stuff that you can get on Amazon for like $80, the scale's not right for a 6-inch figure. It says 1/12, but it's not correct. It's not the correct scale.
Well, that one company that you guys collect, Action Force, has that car. We were talking about it a couple episodes back.
Yeah, that's in the works. That's in the works.
Going to be 1/12,
but it's going to be expensive. In my mind, that's going to be expensive because they're going to tool that thing and make that thing so realistic and put all the details in it. It's going to be similar to that like HasLab. But what I'm saying is for action figure photographers or whatever people who want to do photography, a 12 scale vehicle like this. I mean, motorcycles are easy because you could go, where they have the little skateboards.
Yeah.
Those like dirt bikes and stuff. Those are the perfect scale for your action figures. And they're like $10, $15 or whatever. But the thing is, make a car because people need cars. You know what I mean?
And they would do great on displays,
Yeah. But like I have walked through the radio controlled cars, and this was a radio controlled car made by a company called New Bright. It was bright green, and I hollowed out the windows and stuff like that and did all that. But it was in stores like a $30 RC car, and it's the perfect size. So if you wanted to, you could easily go get that and just spray paint it or something like that and just throw it in the background. But the thing is like, why can't they just take something like that and make it available? They don't even have to look, they don't even have to like make the door open, right? But I think what they could do theoretically is if they wanted you to be able to sit your figure in there, instead of making it a convertible, they could put like a hinge right here in the front, and like the whole body would like fold up.
Oh, Batman did that. The Batman cop car.
Yeah, the seats would be there. You'd sit them down, and then you just fold like the whole top down, and then you would have them in there looking out the window, right?
Yeah, what company is that did that? This is Spin Master. Yeah, they made a big car where the whole hood just comes off, and you stick your figures in, and then you close it.
Yeah, and I think like that would be the easiest way for them to do it without having to make like working doors and all that kind of stuff. But just to get like you know, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Love Customs. There was also a Legend Scale Spider-Man car RC for $40 at Target. Yeah. It was at that Dune buggy. I don't think it was a RC, right? It was like a Dune buggy. There's a Dune buggy that they sell with like a 5-inch Spider-Man that you can kind of fit a Legends or Black Series in or whatever. It's a Spidey car. Yeah. I'm customizing all the G.I. Joe into Action Force. That's because they didn't have G.I. Joe. But we're going to talk about that one day. And then let's see, Germany had an effective inflation of 18% last year. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I couldn't imagine. Like
well, it's happening here. I mean, eggs, for example, toys, everything's going up over here.
Yeah. We've been pretty fortunate. I mean, like that we don't pay exorbitant import fees for like figures and stuff like that. Less of course for you for Mafex and figure arts, but you seem to be getting at fairly decent prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the only thing I wish is they'd re-release that Superman. I miss him, man. Because at that point I was still on the fence. I only had, I think, Batman, and that was it. Just the Batman.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just don't know. What?
Did you buy Batman?
I have the Hush.
Yeah, that's such a good figure. That's what started it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's and this is like the interesting thing about these, right? Like, so I have the Hush and I put them back in the package, right? Like I took them out, did the review, took pictures, and these ones I'll stick back in because it's easier to hold on to all the accessories and stuff.
That's what I like. And the boxes are nice sizes and resealable. But all my accessories for those I keep in package.
Yeah.
So, but not the figures. I do leave the figure out and display them. So.
Yeah.
Only because recently I've been using them a lot, for my comparison sizes and stuff.
Right.
So. But SH Figure Arts too, that's the same way. You can package your accessories. But Star Wars and Legends, I mean, they're almost all the same anyway. You can just stick them in a tray and you're good to go.
Yep. All right. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about, or?
I don't know, man. How about you?
No, not really. I mean, like I do want to.
I got this for Christmas. On sale. Did you pick up one of these? They were like $20.
No, I think there's an alternate version too that has a different crew, but I made fun of that pack.
Is there? Oh, yeah. Which one? I'll open it one day. But why did I buy that? You know what I mean?
Who are the 4 people in there?
It's Han, Luke. No, it's Han, Kenobi, Chewie, and Leia.
4 people who were never on the Millennium Falcon together.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I bought one for me and one for my daughter's soccer coach.
You got it.
It's like $50 in store. So.
You got it.
$19.99.
Yeah, you got it because you were in the store and you're like, oh, I gotta buy something.
Yeah, maybe. No, I got
Yeah.
them on Amazon. They were Amazon, their Prime Black
Oh,
Friday
okay.
deal.
So you were sitting at home, something was on TV, and you were scrolling through Amazon, and you were like, "I gotta buy something. I can't
Yeah.
look at Amazon without like clicking
Well,
add to."
it is a perfect gift because if somebody gifted me that, I'd been like, hey, that's really cool.
All right. Yep. Anyway, so we did the hot or not. We went through them. I think that half of the Legends wave is good, right? I think everybody liked the Street Fighter figures for sure.
Yeah.
The Batman stuff, maybes once we see him in store. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The Batman is basically great, but yeah, we would like to see him on the pegs.
So I did get that. I did get my money back on that. The sorcerer
Action Force
and no Vingar and the
oh yeah.
Dungeon Master set that was half
So how
off.
do you do that? Yeah, because I've seen Hank for $750. How would I get my money back? But because it says too late to return when I look at the thing.
Oh, then you're not going to be able to.
You got to have their credit card to return it or something.
Yeah, or the app. You don't use the app?
No, I do have the app, but on the app it said it's too late. But you did the pre-order, so I don't know why I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why it's too late then.
Yeah, it says too late. I'll check again. And how would you do it if you ordered online? Would the store do the
Yeah,
difference?
you can just walk up there and tell
And
them.
say I ordered it online. They're
Yeah,
not
just
going to
tell them.
say
Yeah,
you didn't
Matt
buy
said
it here, sir.
it's adjusted mine. I
Go
just
up there
walked.
with the poo on my fingers.
I just walked up to them and they just adjusted it. So it was like I just showed them my receipt and then showed them that they had the new price and they just went ahead and adjusted it. I didn't have to go through all that other stuff.
I'm gonna
But
try.
there's always multiple ways to right?
Yeah.
Because that's the price now.
Yeah.
And they have a price match guarantee. And if they find it for less later, they're supposed to match it. So, but anyways.
So yeah, that sucks. I think maybe it was Amazon where I saw that I passed the return window or something. I don't know what it was.
It could have been. Yeah. I got to send some stuff back to Amazon. Yep. All right. So you're not going to be here next week, right?
No, I'm going to be taking a vacation.
All right. So we're probably still going to have a show.
Yeah.
There might be somebody else sitting in that little window. We'll see what happens. Because I don't know if I can do it by myself. Or maybe we'll cancel. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, you keep the slot open and you make it entertaining because the algorithm will start picking it up because it's such a routine, on the same spot.
Mr. B's like, Vern just confuses them into a return.
Yeah. Basically, it confused me on the whole thing.
I don't know. I just think they just missed the mark on him a little bit. It was a great idea. It was fantastic that they finally did it. I think the delivery on it was just awful because they didn't design them well or produce them well or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I hope we do get the rest of the team. If they don't,
that will be sad because then you'll have half of a collection.
I know. It makes no sense,
Yeah.
That's like your childhood where you were missing figures and you would trade to get the ones you wanted.
Yeah. All right. I think we're going on 2 hours, so I think we're going to say goodbye, everybody, and then we'll be back next week.
Time.
Yeah. Sean won't be back next week.
Maybe I'll pop on. I'll be in Koreatown in LA.
Okay.
So
that'll be cool. Yeah, you can call in and show us what it's like.
On what we do. Or I'll probably be driving still. I think it's like a 5-hour drive.
Oh, it's just a couple hours. Find a toy store there, though.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
All right, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Time.
He's an action figure poser, which means posing action figures is his specialty. SeanSolo8 and it's Vern from OakhurstStudios, who is a master at complaining about pretty much everything.